Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are tackling something literally all of us have faced at one point or another, and that is conversational anxiety. We're going to eliminate that dreadful sinking feeling of running out of things to say, and we'll do it using some highly structured visual solutions. Specifically, we're focusing on three incredibly effective ways to fix conversational boredom, making your interactions fun, flowing, and completely stress-free. Have you ever felt completely stuck in a conversation? You know the exact feeling. You're at a new workplace or, maybe a brand new class. You find yourself left in the room with someone you only kind of know. You introduce yourselves and then, great. Now what? You feel like you've backed yourself into a corner and now you have absolutely nothing to say. You just sit there in this awkward, agonizing silence thinking so incredibly hard that you're practically convinced everyone in the room can actually hear your brain working. Okay, take a breath. We can absolutely fix this. Here is our low pressure roadmap for today. 1. The awkward silence problem. 2. Fix 1. Active listening. 3. Fix 2. Cultivate interests. 4. Fix 3. Ask stupid questions. And finally, number 5. When to walk away. First up, Section 1. The awkward silence problem. Has someone who has experienced severe anxiety over this, I completely understand the panic of silence. There's this intense internal pressure to perform, right? You feel like a massive spotlight is on you, and that the silence is somehow this massive failure on your part. It's exactly that feeling we just talked about, where the silence is so loud you feel like everyone can hear your brain scrambling for a topic. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the foundational mindset shift we need. First, silence won't kill you. Real life isn't like a video where dead air ruins the whole thing. Second, if you look back at your past, you might remember some embarrassing things you did, but you rarely remember the times where you were just silent and it was a bit awkward. It just doesn't stick in our memory. Life is way too short to worry about occasional silence. But, and this is a really big but, knowing silence isn't fatal doesn't change the fact that conversations still get dry or boring. We absolutely still need a reliable exit strategy for those dry chats. Which brings us to Section 2. Fix 1. Active listening. Consider this idea. Listen to what they say like an English teacher reading a book. Seriously, think about it. When people speak, they rarely give a book's worth of context in their tiny sentences. Heck, they might not even know entirely what they are talking about themselves. But if you listen with real presence, analyzing their words closely, just like an English teacher looks for hidden meanings in a text, you'll realize there is actually so much to say in response to even the tiniest of sentences. Let's look at a specific case study to show how you can pull conversation topics out of thin air. Imagine someone gives you this incredibly mundane statement. I cut my hand on Sunday while working on a car. Well, if you aren't paying attention, the conversation stops right there. But if you have genuine interest and you are actively listening, your brain should automatically start turning its gears and generating heaps of questions. What kind of car is it? Is it your car? How'd you cut it? Can I see it? Do you work on cars on Sunday? Does that happen often? Did it hurt? When you listen properly and with full presence, these questions just pop up automatically. Without engagement, if you don't care to know anything, the conversation becomes as dry as a snail on the Utah salt flat. You probably won't make any friends that way. But on the flip side, with active listening, the conversation is genuinely engaged. It's flowing with follow-ups. You don't have to be a car expert. You literally just have to listen closely enough to pluck out the details they are handing right to you. Moving right along to Section 3. Fix 2. Cultivate your interests. And this brilliantly illustrates a core truth. To keep a conversation flowing, you need to bring your own personality and substance to the table. Because, well, if you do nothing and know nothing, conversations will absolutely run dry. You can't just be an interrogation machine. You have to have a conversational reservoir of your own. You've got to develop your personality using your own interests to have more fun and engaging chats. Now, don't overthink what you should do. Just do things you genuinely find interesting. It could be learning about cars, following sports, going on hikes, or diving into psychology. It doesn't hurt to participate in things a lot of people like doing, for sure, but the key is finding what truly resonates with you. When you have your own interests, you automatically have material to share when the time is right. Next up, Section 4. Fix 3. Ask stupid questions. Okay, we are completely subverting the traditional meaning of a stupid question here. I personally believe that as long as you're genuinely curious about something and you ask it respectfully, no question is stupid. It's actually an act of bravery and humility. You are simply wanting to learn more. And really, how can wanting to know more ever be stupid? Sometimes, when you sense a conversation getting a little dry, you can catch people delightfully off guard by asking unexpected things out of genuine curiosity. You might ask, "How tall are you?" Or even something like, "Do you mow the lawn?" These might seem like ridiculous, silly questions at first glance. But 9 times out of 10, people are more than happy to answer these kinds of questions. People love talking about themselves. It helps you paint a better picture of who they are, and it almost always redirects the chat to an incredibly fun and interesting topic. You might find out they're obsessed with basketball because of their height, or that they've literally never used a lawnmower before in their entire life. It makes the conversation go in a completely refreshing direction. And finally, Section 5. When to walk away. I want to slow down for a second here, because this is all about setting healthy boundaries for yourself. You have to realize that sometimes, no matter what you do, no matter how actively you listen or how great your questions are, it will never work. And you need to be comfortable with that. Sometimes people are just not great conversationalists themselves, or maybe they're simply uninterested in talking at that moment. Whether it's an uninterested date or someone you just don't click with at a party, it is completely okay to let go. It's not a big deal, and it's definitely not your fault. So the crucial point is summarized perfectly by this quote: "Don't water a dead plant." Let that profound metaphor sink in for a moment. If the conversation has no life in it, despite your absolute best efforts, you have full permission to walk away. Save your conversational energy for the plants that will actually grow. So, armed with active listening, your own cultivated interests, and the bravery to be genuinely curious, you are ready to completely eliminate conversational boredom. My final question to you is this: what stupid question will you ask to cure boredom today? Go out there, be brave, and start a fascinating conversation. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.